Welcome to XLNC Shoutcasting, Team Faker WannaB versus Team Donkey.
Who dares defy my will?
And of course, because we have Flag and Drag, that is a insta-ban on the J4. No seeing it.
Everyone knows that Flag and Drag can only play one.
Did you not want to wear
Jarvan fourth? I don't know. For those of you who haven't noticed, I'm actually wearing a suit top today. So
wait, I've got this. Timo is going fancy, wearing a beret. Oh, where's my top hat?
Tragic.
That's what should be happening. Anyways, we do have a Aurelion Soul.
The ball is angry.
Pretty powerful mid laner.
I'm not exactly sure why someone would ban him. He's actually one of those mid laners who, he has an interesting power curve. The first time people play him, he has something abysmal, like a 100% win rate. So in your first 20 games, you're going to have something close to a 30%.
Do not
win
try
rate.
my patience.
Don't play the rank. Your experience with it. But as you go up above 25 and into 50 games, you have your 7% right at
A true hunter never rests.
more games. You can serve like is when you have experience as a champion, but he's absolutely abysmal if you have no experience. He's not. It's definitely not the OP pick. Oh my! Hold on a second.
Yeah, we do have.
No.
Oh, what?
They banned him.
Oh, Dyak should know better than to ban the Urgot. We'll see if that comes as doom on his head for his team. But we do have the Nasus and the reworked Urgot being banned out. No real surprise on those super OP overpowered champions right now, as well as the Orianna and the not Rammus, but the Rengar being banned out by Team Faker WannaB. Going to be clearing those champs out. The Orianna, not really sure who that's a direct ban to, but the Rengar definitely against Flag and Drag. Whose Rengar is very, very strong, but Dyak gets one of his favorite champions, the Thresh.
Yeah. So you have actually, I think he's picking that up for Jade.
Oh, that is very likely.
Yeah, because Thresh being one of the most contested support picks, good in anything. There's not really much of a counter pick for Thresh. Sure, people say Morgana and stuff, but even so, I mean, your hook doesn't land. Big whoop, right? Don't take the hook. It'll be up in a second. So, you've got Dysentery picking. You've got 5 seconds to pick, so...
Ooh, 3, 2, 1. Sorry. Oh. Hey, he got Garen.
Look at that.
Actually not a bad pick today because of the fact, unless that's a top Anivia, which I don't believe so, Garen should be pretty good because he is semi-tanky and is kind of a tank meta. Decent into most top laners unless somebody on Team Donkey perfectly counterpicks. It's probably a decent pick into a blind pick. So
all right,
will we get
Caitlyn picked up in the bot lane by Link? I look forward to seeing this. You very rarely see Caitlyn allowed through. Most of the time, I just ban her. The advent of the five ban system, I have not seen Caitlyn. I'm quite pleased with that because
of your own doing.
Yeah, I have gotten rid of
you
that
too will
particular
be
champion.
judged.
She's just so oppressive in lane and gets so powerful late game. Even after the Runaan's Hurricane nerf, to where it no longer synergizes with headshot, the single target damage that she lost was really made up for by the addition of both rapid fire cannon and static shiv as core items on her.
My genius will be understood eventually.
They banned the Jhin. So
oh,
sad.
now I have a
They
Jhin ban as well.
They banned my favorite champion. I am genuinely depressed.
Now, the Zac is something that we've seen Flag and Drag play before, and he loves to go AP Zac, which is likely, according to the chat, what he is going to play again. We'll see if he goes all the way through with it, or if he decides to play a little bit of tank. They definitely have damage coming out with the Darius. Late game, his ultimate is going to execute many different members, especially a squishy Caitlyn or an Anivia coming out of her egg. I think you can ult the egg as well, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
No cure for
In
fools.
Egg, not much you can do to stop that ult from coming down. But the Yasuo and Maokai bans as well. I'm a little interested in the fact that neither team have picked up the Cho'Gath.
Oh, that is bold.
Vayne
Picking
into
up
Caitlyn.
either Vayne or Twitch is still very, very interesting. Twitch does not have a favorable laning phase into Caitlyn, and a Caitlyn Janna too. That is a very impressive lane. The shields allow Caitlyn to play so hold up. Hold the phone.
Not oppressive, that's aggressive.
Yes. So we were going with the kind of that is slightly less. Okay, that's actually the one I like least out of all of them. The Janna is a very strong pick because it allows Caitlyn to just play stupid aggressive, even into a Thresh, and it pulls away all of the counter harass that she would take, especially from a Twitch whose harass patterns are very telegraphed using both the Cask and Expunge. The Cho'Gath pickup is quite fascinating. Cho'Gath being previously very lame, but now very strong. He's actually been picked up multiple times in the LCS since his rework. Or shows you he's in a tank meta.
Right.
He's got 4 different varieties of slows. If he builds Righteous Glory, that makes it 5. So he's very hard to escape from. Incredibly tanky, has infinite health scaling off his ult. Cho is just in a very good spot right now, and I look forward to seeing this matchup in the top lane.
Can I comment real quick on that? One of the things that I like with Cho is that he requires a team to really set up for a lot of his CC. Yes, his E's been now changed so that when he auto attacks, he gives us 3 really good slows. His Q as well, it's got the great knockup. But a lot of it kind of has to be pre-set up as he is a fairly slow champion. And I'm pretty good. Now, Leona would have been great, but even with the Braum, that's still a good combination because Caitlyn can get those 4 shots to stack up the concussive blows, immediately follow into Cho'Gath CC. They're going to have a lot of damage coming out, and then Cho'Gath can be in there, be in that main tank against a last pick of Talia for Team Donkey. That's a good bit of damage coming out from Team Donkey across the board. Only main tank is going to have to be that Thresh because we all know that Zac is most likely not going to be building tank.
Yeah, because Zac is an AP carry, everybody. I can tell you exactly how I feel about that as an analytics caster. Ouch. Anyway, you will have a large amount of updates on exactly how AP Zac just warms the inner parts of my soul.
Let's run through the champions and their players real fast. So for Team Faker WannaB, we've got Phantom of Temp playing Anivia in the mid lane, Dysentery taking Garen in the top lane, Link, welcome to the channel, taking Caitlyn in the ADC bottom role, CJ Entis Chopper with the Braum support, and AZ101, or Az, taking Cho'Gath in the jungle.
Now, for Team Fake. Oh wait, no, that's his Team Donkey, correct?
Yes, Team Donkey.
Okay, so for Team Donkey, we've got Didact. You have to stress the silent D there in his name. Didact picking up Darius in most likely in the top lane. Flag and drag on the Zac in the jungle. We've got Jade Chronolox picking up Thresh in the support role. Catenator picking up Twitch, and Talia played by Lord Reeves in the middle lane.
Yeah, so thank you all for joining, and hey, Lolo has arrived. We're glad that you're able to join us. Ludens, Echo, Zac, I don't think anyone wants to see that, but Lolo, not at home, still joining the stream. We've got about 30 seconds each left. Who was the last person to pick last?
I gave you the first pick last time, so
okay, go ahead.
All
30 seconds.
right, I've got 30 seconds to run through it. You've got 2 very distinct comps. I would say, you've got a snowball comp with late game scaling versus a siege comp. Depending on the strength of players, shoot, I'm gonna have to give it to Team Donkey. Plus, I like their name. All right, yeah.
No,
Team
you got 30
Donkey
seconds.
with
You have 30 seconds
the late game scaling, Via the Twitch Talia combo.
You're into my 30 seconds. Team Faker WannaB, that's the one I'll support for this game, as it is the only one left, but they still have some excellent opportunities. I think just the three of the Caitlyn, Braum, Cho'Gath themselves have so much damage, so much CC potential that they could play it all together. We've seen Phantom of Temps and Nivea before. It is definitely something to keep an eye out for. And I think the key is that as long as they can get an edge in the early game, they should be able to at least do enough damage to get enough of a gold lead that they can keep it going super late game. However, I do agree with you that if it goes super late game into the 40-minute mark, it is probably single-handedly in Team Ducky's favor.
Yes, indeed, Jake. And you see, the thing is that I'm anticipating out of Team Faker WannaB the damage coming out of Braum, because I just have to give you a little bit of crap because you're like the insane damage of Team Faker WannaB, and you said Cho'Gath and Braum.
No, I said Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, Cho'Gath, and Braum.
Yeah, well, Caitlyn late game does have pretty good damage. Once she's past the 3-item spike, she
4 items now in this meta.
Even 4 items, she still can output some serious damage, and she's decent at taking down tanks, but the other team doesn't have any tanks, so they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
They literally can late game her
Mega
crit
Scott,
can 2 to
Squad
3
Twitch.
shot Twitch without too much difficulty if Twitch doesn't assassinate her. So it's all going to be about positioning. It's all going to be about
They
how
don't
you
have
play.
any tanks though. They have various.
Those are off tanks. I would not call those tanks. I'd
It
play
depends-
Thresh.
I suppose it depends
I'd
on
play
who you-
Thresh.
on how you build. Anyway,
But we do get to
so-
see the Dark Star Thresh this game, which I'm excited about. As I
Alright.
just got that skin.
So the interesting thing that's going to happen is that you've got a couple of snowballs. Caitlyn has the ability to shut down Twitch, but if Twitch is not shut out of the game, 40 CS deficit at 10 minutes, first tower taken, first blood, something along those lines. A massive CS deficit that, yes, you're right, that Caitlyn has a very strong damage, but Twitch's damage just eclipses hers with the ability to land that full team ultimate. While Caitlyn will land a super strong crit on one target, Twitch will land a super strong crit on all the targets.
Wait.
Hold on,
Can I
we've
get
got...
it? There we go. That's right.
There it is. We have to draw attention to this most important facet of the game. We're looking at the fountain,
ran away.
9,999 health removed. All the tankiness, none of the mobility. And I mean, it's just so
Sounds like
saddening
Cho'Gath.
to me. It's pretty much. Now, the question is
Late game show.
if Cho'Gath gets enough stacks, will he get big enough to where he's touching both fountains at the same time? If that happens, is he healing at the same rate that the other fountain's killing him?
That is an excellent question that I don't believe we will get answered this game. It is possible, as we might actually have a level 1 invade from Team Donkey coming down towards the bottom side. However, the members of Faker WannaB are not in position to see this, except for Caitlyn. Very well could. There she goes. She should see the Thresh right now, but Braum is right there. Braum is going to be hooked, and that should be the death. All on the same page. The Ignite down. Thresh, Braum.
Oh, and
you take
first
it out.
blood going over to Twitch. That is a massive deal.
That is painful right there.
This is the lane that they were supposed to set behind. This is the snowball, the lynch point of the entire game. And getting him that early kill that even if he gets set behind, shoot, 30 CS, he's still going to be in a pretty decent spot with that 400 gold influx. Very dangerous at this point, and he could actually go back if he even manages to pick up some extra damage so he can win early trades against the Caitlyn, which he shouldn't be able to do. Juncture. He also gets a second pop for more sustain. I'm surprised he didn't pick up. Actually, my math is off. I was going to say if he could have picked up a Doran shield early, then he would
50 gold off, right?
Yeah, 50 gold off.
Yeah, it did have those changes. So it's already starting off with a significant advantage. Every other member on Team Donkey getting an assist very early on. Now, that's not to say that the bottom lane can't still do well for Team Faker WannaB, but they're going to have to play very smart. They need to make sure that Caitlyn is both getting auto attacks in between stealing or grabbing, really just stealing them, and that CJ is landing those frost bites to get the stacks of concussing blows off, because it's really going to be about, as the siege comp Caitlyn, slowly harassing people down, pushing them out of lane, and eventually getting the kill. This is pretty good. They're going to get a nice stun lock onto Jade, just going to stop him up for a little bit, and that's the harass I'm talking about. However, this is not what you want, is Braum getting hooked right back and already popping health potions. Very, very low health down there.
Yeah.
It was traded onto the Twitch.
Yeah, traded onto the Twitch. There's no damage down on the link, so that is overall a positive trade in favor WannaB. However, Twitch did have that spare pot, so it's really not devastating. Right now we're seeing showcase the power of Caitlyn, though. Just unparalleled shoving potential and harass ability. Dyak playing super aggressive into that mid lane up against Barry. That giant minion wave could have the potential to find it damage. Hold on, big shove onto Phantom of Temp. That's going to mean a lot of damage and putting him in jeopardy. He's still going to have the potential that comes out of that egg form, but too many more trades like that needs to be forced back.
Yeah, you don't want to give up the egg too early, especially with Zac in the jungle. Not hard for him to pop out when you don't have the egg form and just get that damage down. Now 3-3 in the top lane. Dysentery going to be chunked down to about half health as Dak doing a pretty good job of shoving him in about 5 CS over. Not end of the world, but yeah, this Link just absolutely oppressive damage in this bottom lane. Twitch already pushed down to pretty low health, however, have to be careful of the Zac. We can't even see what's going on. There he is, jumping behind to the bottom lane. Should force his camera to be down there. Ooh, the flash flay from Thresh not going to land. He's going to be forced to back off. Ignite's still on cooldown as well. The Cho'Gath in the mid lane ganking as the egg form is pushed out onto the Anivia. The slow as well as knock onto Leah, but Cho'Gath just going to back off. So very much failed ganking that bottom lane onto Zac. Now he is around the corner and could try to regank. Look at the full health on Team Faker WannaB, and Twitch in a very low health position.
Caitlyn's going to have to go back. He's leading CS right now. There's no potential for him to get anything. One is going to kill him. He just needs to bite the bullet, go back, and he's out of pots. He does have heal, and he's finally gone back, and he's working toward maybe the Ruined King early. I don't know if that's the best choice. Now, it does give him the opportunity to sustain up in lane. Didn't actually make ward. Not sure how good of a choice that was. The fervor of battle, he's in incredible mastery on Twitch, simply for the reason that he gets massive stacks off from fires his ult, as well as attack speed steroid at level 5. So he manages to get a ton of fervor stacks. And
that's
wow,
what I'm talking
that is a gold
underneath the tower, but he's going to flash. However, the stun from Anivia is going to land, but he's still out of the tower range. But he is able to walk away from that, forcing the flash out from Anivia, having to back. She does have teleport to get back to lane. Thresh actually wandering up, getting some deep wards in, kind of seeing what he can do. But yeah, and that's what we're talking about, is once her egg form was down, perfect opportunity for Flag and Drag to get in, force that flash, and he just walks out of there, though. Very brave of him. Something that was going to come in earlier, though, was that I liked that Cho'Gath had already gone through the entire bottom side and cleared it out, so there wasn't much for him to take. Slow down onto Catinator. Forcing the flash on the Twitch is really important. Too bad Link was not in the position to be able to get those last two auto attacks needed for the stun. Yeah. But great gank there from the lane, from that Cho'Gath sneaking around to that bush.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Catinator's in a bad position. Getting frozen on by the bot lane. They can freeze this indefinitely outside the tower.
Oh, they're going to get a slow again. There's the first hit. Knock-up not's going to land, but the stun is, and Link just absolutely executing Cho'Gath. Didn't even get an assist on that. And Nivea getting chunked out in the mid lane. Lord Reese with tons of damage. No!
Wall.
Did that wall stop her shove? I don't know if that works that way, because I know it can actually stop a lot of abilities if you're mid-cast but haven't finished casting.
I guess
it
it does count as a knockup.
And so it might have been able to stop her shove. However, I'm definitely going to have to back after that one, as Flag and Drag is around the corner. They cannot see this Zac, who has definitely started trying to stack up 23 farm, matching the 24 Tricola. Oh, kind of trying to farm from distance, but that is so dangerous. There's the Zac coming in, not going to get the knockup. The wall is down, but Flag and Drag are now going to be finding out that Cho'Gath
But
One
he
more
does have
hit.
passive up.
One more hit, not gonna even land because there were minions there to help him escape from that. So, a little bit of luck and a little bit of good play, and Zach lives again in the mid lane, getting that kill.
Up in the top lane, Dysentery has some yes, Didax. Hasn't died, which is a thing against Darius, who's very much. I hope I can Santis.
Not the end of the world. That's a Braum.
Braum doesn't really give a crap.
However, there is Talia ganking the bottom lane. Now, can Braum, he should be able to just hop over this wall. He's waiting on the cooldown for, I think he already used it. The Unbreakable also not going to be available, but they're just able to walk away from that one. And that's going to maybe cause the bottom lane to back 60 farm, 20 farm over that. Twitch is really nice for that Caitlyn. But it looks like Twitch is going to get control of the lane, and Caitlyn's going to stick around to try to farm back up.
Yeah, she also blew Flash, so that means she's going to have to play a lot less aggressive. Pushing up to the enemy tower when you have Zac without Flash up is a very dangerous prospect. Get jumped on by a Zac who now has ultimate, can just toss you under the tower. So that takes away a large portion of Caitlyn's strength. What Caitlyn wants to do is shove you under tower and make you miss CS and poke you as you're going for CS. So basically trading free autos. And in a neutral game, Caitlyn isn't actually as strong as people think she is. If the lane is in the middle, she's a long-range carry who can farm really well, scale constantly. But if she got you under the tower, her range is so long that she basically land as many autos.
If you're trying to get a little bit of farm, she's getting all of your health.
And if you choose to ignore the farm, well, then she has advantage. But once again, even though Twitch is down as a potential,
wow. Cho'Gath going to be cut out here. That's thanks to deep warding from Thresh, and Lord Reeves easily cleans that one up in the middle of blue team's red side jungle. And now they're going to head towards the bottom. They are going to get spotted by the control ward, but this still could be a very, very powerful 4-man gank. Lord Reeves, as the Talia does not have the ultimate available. DJ nicely warding around
like
the
they're
side.
just backing off. But that does relieve pressure into the bottom lane, which is excellent because this is their scaling lane. So long as Twitch is far behind, I mean, it doesn't really matter if he's down a few FPS. He already got first blood, so he's ahead of where he should be in this particular matchup. He should be down 40 seconds at the very least. I love the Omega.
Should be able to get this Drake. Yeah, a lot of the long-range abilities already used. They did have vision on that with the buff, which is, or the war, which is interesting. Caitlyn would still choose to hit the Zac with the built-over Peacemaker, but we could have a fight. Looks like both teams side. It's just not worth the risk when they don't know where everybody is. You go ahead and back off from that.
Yeah, Built Over Peacemaker didn't have much of a spray. That's a shot in the dark, and sometimes it works. Definitely worth taking.
Well, it wasn't the dark there, they had vision. So.
Yeah, well, shot in the dark meaning, you know.
I know.
Yeah, a better one would be crapshoot.
Shot in the light.
Shot in the light.
Shot in the light, you're to blame. Diana clears a ward in the top lane.
And we've got the musical stylings of one Jake Kelton.
Which reminds me to turn the music off.
Turning off the music.
Turn off the music. Hey, Smallfire, welcome back to the stream. So 1 kill to 3, but already almost a 2,000 gold lead for Team Donkey. Definitely in the lead this game and continuing to pressure very hard, kind of across the map. It's that bottom lane is really the breaking point, because if Twitch starts to really scale up, that 20 gold farm lead is not going to be all that much for the Caitlyn.
Yeah. The thing is that Team Donkey, they are the late game scaling squad right here. They should definitely be down in gold. And the thing is the particular type of comp that Faker WannaB drafted is you've got wave clear with a Nivea to push people to power, and you've got Braum for disengage, and you've got Caitlyn for long range tower damage, as well as the traps to set. In order to execute
Oh, the ult traded for ult. This is going to be Darius. Does not pick up the kill off of that. Miscalculated the damage. But I like that Garen used the ult early just to go ahead and say, you know what, we're going to trade even on this one. I'm going to take my life, you're going to take your life. We'll be all right. Zach trying to gank there, but he is going to run away. Nicely done from Garen to see that coming and just continue to walk all the way back. This might be first turret in the top lane. Cho'Gath trying to roam up here and stop that from happening. It still has a pretty good amount of health.
Yeah, at very least, there's going to be some potential out of that's traded over, so that's definitely a positive trade for back in the top lane. And Flying Drag disrespectfully taking away the wall, hiding it away from him, and then going super aggressive on the other side.
It's going to be a 2v2. AZ-101 flashing away. The Nivea going to get a wall up and not the direction that you need. Is turned to egg form, has that available, but here comes Darius around the corner. Garen coming up.
The Dunk Blaster misses!
Not going to land it, but Nivea
grab
still goes down. Dysentery now spinning away to the tower. Nice knockup from
Triple
Cho'Gath.
knockup from the Cho'Gath really saves that engagement. We've got a little bit more aggression in the bottom lane.
Can they get this stun off on Jade? Not going to happen.
That was an amazing.
He was expecting the flash forward.
He nailed the twitch.
He was predicting the flash forward. That's what I saw. As AZ-101 sees his jungle continue to disappear. Now, the Cho'Gath has hit level 6, but is going to be able to start stacking up those feast stacks off of neutral minions, and eventually trying to stack those off of champions as well. We'll see if he can start making that happen. Maybe trying to save it for any engages. The top lane, Dysentery looking for just to get as much farm as possible, down about 50 farm, which is going to hurt him in a bit. But again, if this goes super late game though, as a kind of tank top laner, it's one of those things that you want items, but it's not the most horrific end of the world if you're down a bit of CS. Now, he's getting to the point where that CS is substantial, and it will hurt him significantly, especially as we're only cresting the 14-minute mark of this game. But if we do go all the way to 50-minute game, that gold is not going to be the end of the world. So,
yeah. So currently, something to comment on is the fact that Zach has invaded the topside jungle once again. This has really been his territory for most of the game. Hold on, we've got a little bit of aggression. That's really not going to go anywhere. Hook misses, Q misses, only one stack put down. But back to the top lane, we've got Zach stealing away the entire top side of Cho'Gath's jungle, and also handing over the opposing blue buff to our Talia friend right here in the middle lane, giving Lord Reef one more advantage to shove in his opponent in the roams. You've also got his potential to then get the blue buff for himself, as well as Cho'Gath just sitting down in the bot lane.
So, right, let me comment really quick on that, is that you can do this because they see Cho'Gath that entire time. That was like 2 minutes of Cho'Gath sitting in the bush in the bottom lane. And again, remember who he's playing with. Caitlyn, that is a champion that pushes the lane in, is not very good about letting the wave push to her because she does so much damage. And Darius, Darius around the corner is going to try to get some damage, but not going to happen. Garen's going to be taken out. Lord's Reeve picks that up, and that's because you know that the junglers in the bottom lane, you can afford 3 people in the top lane to push that down with the Rift Herald. So much was lost just because Cho'Gath was sitting in the bottom lane in that bush with a ward for so long. Fenris forced to flash, however, that's going to be the passive burned onto Zach. Finally being knocked out. Fenris trying to use the ult to finish off. Not going to do that. CC's his life away as Diak just gets in there, and now we can see the Darius, having been so farmed up 2-0-1, is going to come in huge. You are controlling the camera. You monster. You jerk. Why don't you say D? And it goes right back. Because you don't know the fancy controls, do you?
Because...
Oh, that is going to be a dead... Yeah, there's no way. But painful that CJ picks that one of his Braum. But still good for them to sit in the bush. They did the bush waiting game. Waited for Twitch to step on a trap thinking that they were gone. Picks up a kill off of that one. So helping the Caitlyn and Braum out a little bit. They're going to have to be the absolute saving grace for Faker WannaB, because at this point, 6 kills to 2, 5,000 gold in the lead. There's not a whole lot. Oh, the wall's going to be pretty nice. Phantom Flag and Dragon be stuck around the corner. Fortunately, Garen could not get in to do a little bit of damage.
That was a very attractive wall, though.
Is down for Flag and Drag. 4 members strong, looking for a second wind drake.
That was an excellent wall.
You saw he was kind of glitched as he was kind of bouncing back and forth.
There was no one to back him up, though. And it looks like Brom's going to get poked, CC'd, knocked up, and...
Vision is key. You don't have to walk into that pixel bush face checking it. If you put one ward down on the Drake and see that they are not taking the Drake, all it takes is a little bit of extra.
There's the ultimate
thinking,
coming
but
out of
Garen
Twitch.
coming in. Is he going to get it? The Cho'Gath picks up Thresh, but that's going to be immediately traded back. And now Garen finishes off the Darius, which is actually pretty big. But the Garen still goes down to that ulting Twitch, as we said. Now he's chasing down Phantom of Temp. Does not know there's a Twitch right there. The stun not going to land. Should take massive damage. This does have an egg. As Caitlyn picks up the kill with the help. They do have the snare down. There's the crit shot on the Lord of Reeves. Link is going massive. Flash is lost for the damage. Flag and around the corner. But the double kill for the Anivia. Amazing outplay. The damage from Link and the Anivia. Insane as they pick up some beautiful kills and extend and long-term ace in that bottom lane, which is absolutely crucial at this point of the game. Unfortunately, no true gold shutdowns, as everybody only had 2 kills on red team, but still, that ended up being a 5-4-3.
5 for 3 in the favor of Team Faker WannaB. That's a big comeback considering how far down they were against a scaling comp. That fight initially looked like it was going in the favor of Team Donkey, but
It was a 4v5, really, after Braum went down.
Yeah, it was a 4v5 after Braum went down, and then Cho'Gath threw away his life. Dysentery ended up getting the boot kill off onto the Darius. At that point, they should, after trading 3 for 4, they got greedy, and then they went back and tried to get a couple more kills, but they ended up sacrificing almost all of their lives. They should have just walked back and claimed the Cloud Drake as their prize.
Oh, they might fight Caitlyn out. She is going to do a bit of damage. She's sneaking back behind the wall. It's gone. She's just trying to 1v1, but it's going to... Barely takes it down! That was amazing. Still going to be taken out by Zach, but still unbelievable play from that Caitlyn. Fights it out and gets the last piece of the ultimate off this disappointing I don't care. But now they're going to get a stun stacks onto the Twitch. He might be going down. Cho'Gath there, but he's gone. Darius picking up the kill. The flag and drag going underneath the turret. The pulling, the Thresh pulling the Braum in. Phantom of Temp trying to get what damage he can with the ult, slowing down the minions as they move in. But there is almost no mana left. 2-man stun, or more a man in a jelly blob stun. It's still not going to be quite enough using the ult to try to get them off the tower. And it looks like it might be effective as Zach is preparing to dive. But no, we have Thresh going under the tower first. Can he do it? He does. Phantom Temp picks up 1, holding the tower solo. This Anivia is playing out of his bird mind. And that is going to be continuing to hold against Flag and Drag. Does not have any mana. Does have the blue buff though, for those extra cooldowns because he don't need no mana. It looks like they decided to back off.
Yeah, it's one of those, why on earth are you trying to push into the Anivia? Nobody can actually pull that off. She just evaporates the minions unless you have Baron buff. They should have given that up. They did get an advantageous trade, got 3 kills on to that Twitch. It's pretty massive, gonna continue scaling up. And Twitch has gotten off some pretty clean ults in the last 2 fights, and if they don't figure out an answer to that, he's not at a super strong point. I do not believe he should have built the Blade of the Root early.
Right. I want to come real quick on that and say that he's getting some great ults off, but he's not positioning very well because Braum is doing an amazing job of finding those stuns on him with the concussive blows passive. And Caitlyn's already got 2 crit items. Let's see if she can get a 3rd. But now we've got to fight into the most crucial fight as 5 members against 5. Besides the Twitch, who's not here. Caitlyn showing up as well. The 80 carries have been AFK. But Darren's going to be the first one to go down the passive on the Zach has been popped. Anivia low out. The Darius and Braum will fall next. Twitch comes in from the backline and starts to clean up. Caitlyn does not have any fancy moves from that one. And they eventually fall. And that's what comes from having a full tank line, and when both 80 carries are missing from the fight, Twitch can make more use of his ult when he comes in and just cleans house. Full ace, only losing 1.
Yeah, Twitch managed to get pretty much all of the carry line in that shot. He also managed to take out the Braum and the Anivia again and get shots in that shot. That absolutely destroyed the team. They're going to get an inhibitor here. They can potentially set up Vision.
Dysentery is very low health. He's probably going to be taken out. Lord Reeves picks that one up. However, they did not try to kill back yet. Rom, very low health. That's going to be the redemption used by the Rom to bring himself alive for a moment. It looks like Team Donkey will be able to back off without too much difficulty. All the slows coming out of poor Cho'Gath. Trying to get the knock, who actually does land. There's Flag and Drag immediately stunned. His passive is down, and Link picks it up. Caitlyn being so aggressive. They're continuing to chase in. Two-man knockup from the Braum right before he goes down. Cho'Gath has fallen. The Braum has fallen. Twitch once again showing up from the middle of nowhere. Caitlyn uses one more auto attack, not going to get it as the Blade of the Rune King now being used to slowly chunk down cannon by slowly. I mean, very quickly with the help of the rest of the team. Acorn doesn't matter. They are crushing this inhibitor, and now Dysentery going in, trying to 5-man kill everybody, but his ult only hits one person, isn't able to clean up the Thresh. Yeah, is not able to clean up the Thresh.
Yeah.
Probably should have saved that for the Talia, but getting an inhibitor, and now this is where it's really scary. You do not want to start the buffing.
Yep, we've got 7 and 3 Darius in the top lane. We've got 7 and 4 Twitch in the bottom lane. This is what I was talking about. We've gotten past the initial stage of the game where Snowball C really shines, and they didn't shut him down. They didn't shut down the scalers. Yep, and quietly you've got Talia going 5 and 2. Every lane is in a strong position, and their team fight is just tense. Twitch doing serious work because stealing away the enemy red buff for a good minute. Cho'Gath really has no farm to come home. I think he's going to steal away the chickens as well, and maybe.
Well, one of the things I like is that the Twitch is playing pretty smart. Now, it's not necessarily what you always want to see, but in this particular case, it's working out very well because he has such an aggressive team that he plays so far back, you actually don't see him until the fight is already 3/4 of the way through, and then shows up and cleans house.
Yes.
Caitlyn kind of tried to do that in the mid lane fight, but she came at a really bad angle and just got completely zoned away. That's a really good threshold as well. However, he sacrificed his life for that. Everything being used to kill that Thresh. He may
always throw the swag in.
Always. When you know that you've messed up, throw the swag.
When you get picked off in the ranked game in your promotion series,
throw the
pop
swag.
The swag. It kind of feels like crying at that point, and that's what you want to do. It's kind of like a little blue.
Well, you can also fill your inventory with tiers like Anivia is doing right now. She's only got 1 tier for 1 eye, but she doesn't have a tier anymore. She got rid of that tier. She cried it. It's done. No more tiers. As an Ocean Drake is spawning, bottom tier turret will go over to the Twitch. Speaking of that one, now 7 turrets to 1. Massive gold lead. So it is just definitely in the hands of Team Donkey right now. There's always the potential that they could really screw up a team fight, have their AD carry just chilling in the base or something crazy go down. But at this point, it is very one-sided.
I have to the massivest and.
Oh, it might not be going down though, but Twitch
my
and just
lord.
Decimates 4 members all thrown together. Twitch isn't even gonna. Oh my goodness, that's just ridiculous. Almost dies, but just burns through everyone. That's what I mean by this Twitch's positioning, right? His team doesn't seem to be in the best spot, and then he comes around and just murders Garen, trying to take care of minions in the base, just doing what he can to slow those super minions from pushing and taking the turret as the rest of the 4 just get crushed. And that's what you need, vision. You need to have that vision to see where the enemy is going. I want to see a ward step after this game because this is ridiculous.
Can we give Jade some serious props for that flash and the blast cone over the wall, knocking the front lines into the back right there? Oh, and
Zach gonna be pulling everyone together. Twitch looking for the damage, and they're not even gonna be able to touch him as he just burns through everyone. I don't think anybody has died on Team Donkey except for Zach, who's his passive is proc. Or he does have that little minion, might survive just a little longer. I think he's taken up. I think they will. So first death is gonna be the Zach after a very long time. But as we said, it got to past 4 items. And Team Donkey just crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Just crushed it. Where'd you get that cool hat? I think it was actually, we're both leaning back, so the camera can't see us very well. But I think a friend actually gifted it to me because they saw the stream and thought that it looked really cool.
Yeah.
Needed a little Timo and Timo love.
I have to give Briar props because he built Luden's Echo.
He did not build Luden's Echo. He built off-tank.
Yes. Well, I mean,
Semi-tank.
Pretty freaking tanky. They're all tank items. I mean,
That's true.
It's even a Cinderhulk. I was expecting the Runic Echo coming, but he built full tank this game. I'm so proud of you, Briar. And look at that, he even went 4-3.
That's
with 23 assists. This man is on fire.
That's how they overcame the Urgod curse. Because remember, they banned out the Urgod. They should have lost this game. But I think because Briar built tank, countered it.
Yep. All right. So, what do you think?
For I want to see wards placed.
No, we're actually complimenting you, Briar, because you went tanky. Who does that? Who goes tank instead of AP?
No, it's not who. It's what who does. Oh, I see. What who does that? I just said what does that. I'm pulling up an extra thing for writing down the people that won MVP and honorable mention.
Oh,
there we go. So let's go ahead and go back to this. I definitely would say for the losing team,
Link.
100%.
Like
100%.
MVP for the losing team, Link. Really showing up with some style on that Caitlyn. Phantom, I would give the honorable mention to. Doing a fairly decent job in the mid lane despite kind of he got camped a little bit and really shut down.
But his 1v3 tower holding at the bottom,
that was pretty.
Thresh was prepping to throw his hook, and he moves him by throwing down the wall, stops him from that, so he has to back off completely. Zac comes in prepared for a jump as Thresh is tanking, but doesn't expect Thresh to back off, so instead he gets taken out. Just some really good play by that Anivia, knowing that when to use those abilities in the right position. So even on a losing team, getting 5 kills and 5 assists is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good.
Pretty excellent. So
that's 60% participation in kills.
And then we've got, let's see, from the winning side, there's so many. Have to give it. I'm thinking the Twitch, for a number of reasons, ended up dealing a lot of damage. Lord Reeves ended up doing a good amount of ganking. Actually, I think I'm going to give it to Lord Reeves.
That's what I was good. That's what
because of a couple of roams that he made.
Yeah.
Or down to the bottom lane, because in the early game, Twitch and